I'm Josie. And I'm Rachel. We're with Athletical Physical Therapy, and we want to show you some techniques that target 6 major muscle groups that are great for runners who are doing training over the summer.
Now, foam rolling is super important just to kind of help with tissue extensibility, flexibility, and also injury prevention. So it's super important to try to do some foam rolling before you start running. I like to do it after, but you guys can kind of play with it either way and figure out what works best for you.
We're going to start with the glutes, which is a muscle that a lot of runners get some tightness and some soreness in, especially after long runs. So in this figure 4 position, starting with the foot underneath, you want to roll just a little bit off to the side so you're not getting that hip bone, not getting your tailbone, and kind of just all the way up and down. From there, you can kind of get into those hamstrings, which again are for many runners can be tight and sore. And just rolling from there all the way to the hip, back down to the knees. You can also kind of turn your toes out if you want to get a little bit more to the outside of those hamstrings, and turn your toes in to get more to the inside. So depending where things are tight and where you feel it the most, you can customize that. Same thing working down into the calves, and there you'll start just below your knees and then roll down towards the ankles, back and forth. And again, you can roll your toes out to get more to the outside of your calf, roll the toes in to get more to the inside. With those same techniques, if you've got one particular hamstring or calf that's more sore, you can also slide that roller over and just work on one side and really get into where things might be sore. So a few minutes of that and you're good.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go over just some tips to foam roll your shin muscles here in the front. A lot of times that's gonna get tight and you might get some shin splints. So basically just have the foam roller on the ground and you're gonna just kind of lean over onto it, use your arm for support, but you're just gonna kind of roll down to like your ankle joint and then back up towards your knees. And then you can kind of rock back onto your heels too. So it feels really pretty good. If you got some muscle tightness there, you can hang out on the spot for about 20 seconds, but you don't need to go crazy. We're just trying to get some blood flow going into those muscles. So that is the shins. Then we're gonna go to the quads. So here, it's a great one because it's a really good core workout too, but you're gonna kind of come down into a plank right on top of that quad muscle. And you're gonna just go from the top of your knees and then try to work all the way up to the top of that hip joint. So just nice and easy back and forth. Now, if you're super sore, because this is all your body weight onto it, you can bring a leg up and just do one leg at a time. I think it's a little harder, but then you can kind of unweight yourself with that other leg too. So that's the quads. Then the last one we're gonna go is not necessarily a muscle group, but more of just getting some mobility into your back, which that's gonna be really super important when you're running and getting that arm swing. So take your foam roller and place it out in front of you. You're gonna get on your hands and knees. Take one hand and just kind of place it on top, and then you're just gonna kind of just stretch across. Sometimes you might feel a little bit of a crack into the spine, and that's totally fine. But just nice and easy. Get a good stretch through the upper back, and then you'll do the same thing switching sides. And that's some 6 major groups you can work on over the summer to keep you healthy with your running.